What's going on, everybody? It is I, the Loaf King, and I'd like to welcome you back to the Lunchbox. Today, I would like to speak on Sonic Crossroads, give my thoughts and opinions on what I played, and yeah, I've been sitting on this for a good minute now because I really wanted to get a good idea of how I felt of the game and what I found cool and what I felt there was issues with. The closed network test recently dropped last week, and I got to put in my fair share of time into it. I put in like at least 10 hours, I'd say, into the game to truly get the gist of how it's played and what stuck out to me the most. There are many things I found to like in this preview, but also after sitting on what I played a few extra days, I found things that give me a bit of concern as well. So I'd like to speak on that now and give you all my thoughts on what I like and what I had issues with. I will most likely focus on the issues because I want Sega to possibly see this for insight on what they may want to change before the full release. But just know, overall, I had a blast playing this. So without further ado, let's get going. Alright, so what I liked. We got great looking animations from the cast, not speaking on the chows in the stands. That needs some work, or maybe like at least some framework improvement. The game's tracks look amazing, with cool layouts reminiscent past Sonic stages in the best light. I thought it was so cool that they did not only Secret Rings Dinosaur Jungle, but also Sonic Rush's Water Palace as the main tracks to race through. Never would have thought we would have got that, honestly. So it was cool to see that. And that's not even including the special travel rings, because the courses change every time you play, which keeps the excitement very high for me. You could even see the road itself themed after each portal, which is a great attention to detail, in my opinion. I can only imagine what it's going to be like when we get more than the 5 tracks we got to try in the closed network test. Speaking on the portal side, each lap is essentially its own thing, that you get a consistent track, then the second lap being the Crossroad ring track, and even going the third lap, you'll notice a couple of changes to the first lap's track. Like, for example, a ramps being jetted out of the ground, with an option to take a travel ring path further into the track, or the museum stage, dinosaur fossils coming to life during the third lap. These ongoing changes really keeps you on your toes at all times and drives the course home, honestly. That wasn't meant to be a pun, I'm just saying. Besides that, though, love the variety of gadgets and tools, such as the gadget plate. That adds to the gameplay. There are so many things you can fix your car around as a whole, and there's also tons of characters to choose from, with 23 at least that we're guaranteed to have at launch, and more on the way, including Sega characters in general. I know I only touched on it just a little bit for the most part, but coming back to it one last time, the car customizations really are deep. You can personalize your car to your heart's content, put whatever you want really on it. Well, maybe not everything, but they pretty much gave you all the tools you could want to customize your car to like the highest degree. So definitely check that out when you have the time. Like, I'm talking palettes, little sticker graphics, and it looks like you're going to be able to do some stuff to the horns. You didn't even have full access to all the tools in the closed tests. So yeah, if you're really into customizing your cart, I think that this will more than satisfy your desires and needs for customization. Lastly, the game's aerial stunts are super smooth, but I think it would be cool if there was an option to penalize players for rough landings similar to the old games. Still, It's as natural as could be, and the direction you aim it could be a benefit when you're trying to reach certain items. So I'm cool with that, and I think most people will be happy with it. Alright, now that we got the good out there, here's some criticisms and issues I feel they should consider fixing. Let's start off with the audio and the sound design. While the game's soundtrack is passable, with a couple of tracks I genuinely love, it fails to live up to the high standards set by previous Sonic racing titles, sadly. In my opinion, Sonic is known for having amazing music tracks, and the team would do well to draw some inspiration from the earlier games, which perfectly captured the energetic and carefree spirit of the series that previous racing games honestly kind of perfected. Furthermore, the sound effects often overwhelm the music, making it difficult to fully appreciate the soundtrack or hear the banter between racers. I honestly didn't realize there was even talks between the characters until I was going back and forth between one racer and had the others way ahead of us. But I do believe that they probably have some bangers that they'll show later on in the full release. Just maybe consider looking back at some of the older tracks to make sure that you're hitting hard on all fronts, because again, Sonic music is one of the things that most people can agree is top tier, and I'd hate to see this game not actually be able to match that. On to the other topic though, drifting and boat mode. The drifting mechanics are serviceable, but there are moments where they feel unresponsive or impractical, particularly in shortcuts. Similarly, boat modes focus on the jump mechanics, makes it challenging to drift or turn effectively, leading to very frustrating moments of trial and error. Introducing more air control options could be a game changer in my opinion, allowing players to navigate these sections with greater ease and precision. I understand it's a beta, but I felt it was necessary to point it out in case the team missed it. Other thing to talk about here is ring loss and collision penalties. Losing rings for colliding with walls can be a frustrating experience, especially when interacting with other players also results in ring loss. Looking into this more, I do realize that there are plates that allow you to steal rings from other players, and I'm sure there are counter plates to avoid this effect, but this penalty system can lead to rapid ring depletion, even with the use of gadget plates that let you hold 200. It's a harsh mechanic that can quickly turn to a promising race into a disappointing reason for defeat. I don't know if I want them to take the feature out entirely, but if they could just come up with something to maybe balance it out more, even if it was a gadget plate, that would be ideal in my opinion. Alright, here's the big one, item balancing. Definitely a delicate art finding a balance, and I think it's been made evident for many people that the chaos can be a bit rough. The current item system is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it creates a thrilling sense of unpredictability as players must constantly adapt to the changing circumstances on the track. On the other hand, the sheer frequency of item usage can be overwhelming, disrupting the racing experience and making it difficult to rely on your own driving skills. To achieve a better balance, I have these suggestions. More frequent recovery item distribution for players in last place or slightly beyond, to give them a fighting chance. More balanced defensive and attack items for players in the middle. And finally, more items to defend your back close to first place positions to allow them to protect their hard-earned leads. Reduce the item frequency in general, honestly, to minimize chaos and promote more strategic racing. Also, tone down the likelihood of losing items to reduce frustration and encourage more aggressive strategic play. By addressing these concerns, I believe overall the game can provide a more balanced, enjoyable, and rewarding racing experience while still maintaining the chaotic fun that will keep players coming back for more. That's all I really have to say on the game, and I'm wishing the best for Sonic Team to surpass my expectations and many others. Of course, unless you're not internet savvy, we know a new Mario Kart is on the way after the recent Switch teaser. And as goated as the series is, practically king of the kart games, I really want Crossworlds to get up there with the greats. The potential has always been there, especially with this one. It's all a matter of execution now. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and comment. Would love to engage with your opinions and thoughts on this game, even if you haven't tried it yet. Maybe those who have had different experiences than me. Consider also checking out our social medias below or even joining our free Discord. That's going to be it for me though. This was the Loaf King, and if you didn't know, you should always stay lunching. Catch y'all later. Peace.